Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Russ, and on this channel we talk about Jeeps and all things off-road vehicle-based adventure. Now, in this video, we're going to talk about how to save a lot of money, especially if you wheel your Jeep. Stay tuned. Now, some of these things are going to be a little bit different for you because I have put a V8 into this Jeep, but the principle is the same, right? There are a couple of things that you can do, maintenance items, that are not only going to benefit you cost-wise, but they're also going to benefit you if you wheel your vehicle, so that you can actually go through and inspect and make sure that everything is good. You'll know if there's a sound or whatever else that you might be able to actually identify what that is. That actually happened to me quite recently when I was changing the differential fluid. I removed the cover and saw that the outside of the ring gear was pretty worn down. So there's that. But the first thing I want to talk to you about is one of the most common things, and that's changing your oil, right? So on the Pentastar, the V6, the 3.6, the process is really easy, right? You're going to loosen the oil filter cap on the top. It's pretty much right dead center, and so you're going to take that off. You're going to loosen the cap. You're going to go underneath and use a 3/8 drive socket and drain the oil pan, put that back in, and then you're going to refill your oil after draining it. Now, when I had the 3.6, I took that to like one of those fast places or whatever else, and I think it was like $106 for synthetic oil. And that's just crazy. Dealership, I think, was even more expensive than that, unless of course you bought a package where they included oil changes in your service package. You really can't beat the price of doing it yourself and having the knowledge to do that. The second thing is changing your differential fluid in the front and the rear. Depending on the axle type you have, or if you have an aftermarket cover, the torque settings and stuff like that are all different. But there's no reason why you need to go to a dealership to have that done. And it's really important that you do that, especially if you wheel your Jeep. You're banging on the thing all the time, or you do a lot of water crossings and things like that. Sometimes water can get in there, especially if you already have a leaking differential. But you can use lock and lube. They have gaskets that make it really easy, so you don't have to mess with RTV and stuff like that. I do have a full video of when I did have the 44 rear. It's on my channel. I'll link it in the description below. If you really want to go into detail and learn how to change your differential fluid, I highly recommend that you do that. I just highly recommend that you do that, especially if you are doing water crossings and going into deep mud and sand and things like that. And then the last thing is the transfer case. Now, regardless if you have what motor you have in it, regardless, you're going to have a transfer case. I still have my stock transfer case. However, it has been converted to work with a 10-speed transmission from GM. So mine has a different output shaft or an input shaft. But it's a very simple procedure. It uses ATF plus 4, uses a little bit more than 2 quarts. But the process there is you're going to remove the skid plate on the bottom. It's 4 18mm bolts. You drop that. Then there are 10mm plugs. There's a lower one and a top one. And it's really important that you take this down. Always loosen the top one first. And the reason why is because if you can't get that out, there's no way you're going to refill your transfer case. And that would be bad news for everybody. So always do the top one first, completely remove that, then move on to the bottom. You're going to loosen that up, drain it out, put the bottom one back in, and then use the top hole as a fill plug. And like I said, ATF plus 4 is for pretty much the 2007 and up transfer cases. So the 241J and the 241 OR, if it's a Rubicon, it's an off-road version. So anyway, that's a very simple process too. I was going to film that process for you, but I had a stripped out lower bolt. So I finally got that out yesterday. So thank you very much to my buddy Adam, who helped me weld an old socket onto that to get it out of there. But yeah, each one of those services costs a lot of money. Each one of those services are really simple to do. You just have to know how to do it. So anyway, that should save you a lot of money over time, especially if you are off-roading your vehicle and stuff like that. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll go into more detail, but yeah, I'm getting ready to go on several adventures. I'm going to be doing the Cove here real soon, and I'm also going to be doing the Rubicon in July. So a lot of my focus is prepping this thing for the Rubicon and prepping myself, to be quite honest with you. Packing up everything else and then working on this garage, which is kind of a nightmare, but it's coming along. It's coming along. So anyway, I hope you guys are living life adventurously, and until next time, I will see you on the trail.